Welcome everyone to another live stream. Did I even change the thumbnail? Oh, darn, I didn't even change the thumbnail. To this packaging of Memtest86 Plus, and according to the thumbnail, which I just need to refresh, here live from our Centaur CHA prototype, because obviously I need to test that. A little bit overclocked, but now with quad-channel ECC memory. Let's see if it survives that. So I think I updated the thumbnail and let's start. So Memtest86 open source memory tester, which I used quite in the past, but only recently, like some months ago, like 6 months or so ago, I realized not only, well, I think it built but didn't work. I didn't, as we had here mostly Macs at work before we transitioned back to PCs. And then I realized this Memtest builds but doesn't work, and I even debugged for hours, like 2 hours, but the source code was way too crusty, vintage and retro and stuff, and not amazing quality and full of hacks, of like old-fashioned BIOS hacks. Did this even download? I quickly, this doesn't download. Yeah, so I checked this yesterday. Yesterday I didn't find the sources here, but they're on GitHub. I find it a little bit strange that they have few download button sources, but always irritates me a little bit. Appreciate the open source work. I theoretically have writing a memory tester on my to-do and part of my microkernel series. We will start that soon. And by the way, in the comments, audio quality might be better on this VIA board, because I noticed on the Ryzen AM5 there is some probably pulse audio related strange audio clicks. So yeah, downloads they also don't have, but they had a tag here. I thought I packaged that, but maybe not, because I didn't have time yesterday after work. So let's do that now and see how stable my overclock here, my VIA prototype is. This is also not how we want to archive. How was it? Archive. Was it like that? Always strange downloads here. Memtest86 Plus 600. Geez, that's something like that maybe. Let's see if. Of course, I could have. This even freaking download. I'm getting better at remembering this GitHub auto redirect source and stuff. So yeah, we don't even need to try to just build that, but will most likely not work. Let's extract it though, because previously this was master boot record BIOS stuff. Maybe they totally deleted that. I looked yesterday quickly into their sources here, like after I googled the GitHub, because it didn't find the link on the website. And do they have a build? Yeah, origins, some good old stuff, mostly rewritten and stuff. Okay, they went here, EFI, build 32 and so on. The ISO image is both legacy and UEFI bootable, so is it still multi-boot? Is it only one? How do they? Let's see. Download mirror. Of course, in time. Oh wait, why do we have no 6? What happened there? Memtest. Just without severe typos. Of course, just in time for our release ISO here. Coming up the next days of T2, our increasingly successful Linux distribution. Download, mirror, turn it again. So let's see, so they have here 2 build things. What do they have in there? Okay, there are actually 2 make files. Is this what is on Git? So they have still a legacy BIOS in floppy mode. The Linux 16-bit. So is it crazy enough that it's still the old kind of legacy how you booted the old Memtest. 32 EFI. So basically, that is it's more than expected. What did they say with the build 64? Is that only EFI or? That is still EFI. This is still legacy BIOS and 16-bit Linux. 16-bit. Interesting. So let's see what happens. I have no idea. Also, we want. So today we're not epic thread wrapping. Hey, wow, that even freaking builds in contrast to the old sources, which were crazy. It really does something. So the question is then, it is amazing that now it builds. That is certainly more. Well, previously also built with warnings and didn't work. So I guess not to overcomplicate stuff on 64-bit builds. We build 64. Certainly no brainer. Did I commit something? I had here grave hex for the vintage retro sources. Fix cross and a multi-boot. So this was some really old patch, which to boot this with a multi-boot protocol because it's Linux 16 protocol, of course, a little bit. Yeah. I just realized I'm extremely tired. Do they have an install target? Okay, maybe we shouldn't. What did it even build? But yeah, the question is also answered. Can I work with vintage retro hardware? Just quad-core 2.4 gigahertz overclock here with a freaking Radeon WX 3100. And certainly I could work with even slower machines. As I said, it builds with no warnings, but actually it has one warning though. But so what did it build? Memtest, EFI and bin. I guess, you know what, let's not rename it anymore. Let's just install Memtest all to boot. Call it a day. I have more important things to do than renaming this stuff. So this probably should native build. What is even our package name? Memtest86. Yeah, we could of course rename that, not the biggest thing right now. So yeah, so if you're wondering, this performance is like Zen 1 Ryzen 1500 or something comparable, I think. I just mostly wanna test. I mean, not that I would get my money back for auctioning, liquidation, Centaur CHA sell stuff there. Guess that didn't build. But at least I wanna know what works. As my recurring pro tip, only put stuff into your archive and shelves and stuff that you know, like in working condition, otherwise you take it out and years later I don't even remember what. Ah, right, we didn't. We still need to hook into the changing this directory. So yeah, this is kind of, I would not do it like that with all the hard-coded files. That would not be my style, but that is another thing. It is ironic that they upstream updated that now when just I had, I mean, obviously nobody's waiting for my code and stuff in microkernel, but my idea was anyway, like one test payload for my hardware abstraction layer, like glorified portable hardware abstraction layer and microkernel thing to have one early example, one early hello world example memory test. So yeah, so C11 MArch, so that is of course subject to. They have here, what do they use? AS, so they have here AS and CC. Do they have an LD? And they use LD, not like yesterday, but in the relinking. I only check this for cross-building because obviously we want to cross-compile it. Looks like it should, unlike Perl yesterday's video, it should just cross-compile. So Arch x86 and actually you only need one hook at is it build 32? Probably should work like that. The question is, does it work in QEMU? So that is the old stuff which probably did not work. Yeah, that resets. This might be what this old stuff did. Oh wait, should be the new stuff. Could not open. What? What did I even? Oh, I'm just bin. What did I do? All right, that's the bin. Maybe we should rename. Okay, this still resets. More. I think that probably should have worked like that. No. Oh wait, this is 6am 64-bit version. Hey, that works. That is certainly more than it previously did. Nothing like virtualized testing virtual memory. So if this if this stream crashes, then you know why. So yeah, there we have that. Let's test this 32-bit variant. So maybe I think I actually revert that to. I find it more logical. If we actually named it Memtest86, to be honest. Also better in what was it, if you right? Better with backward compatibility what we previously had there. So it turns out we have quite some build regressions. Also best without typo. Oh shit. No, I might have ruined the config, darn it. Building earlier, I noticed we have quite some typos. We have quite some regressions. From AVR32 over even Python. So yesterday's live Python update broke, of course, Firefox. Because of course it did. So maybe we will do some hour-long live stream the next days or nights of fixing everything we need to fix for our upcoming release. So let's see, that should be the 32 version, 32-bit version, that should then be in user source. build x86. Oh, we renamed it. Hey, that also does something. By the way, the speed should be. Oh wait, we run this in. We actually, it's not really the very best test because we run this without KVM. Good. Let's enable KVM on VIA, that is Intel 2, so it's a rare thing you need, you see me. So I have 64 gigs of ECC memory in that VIA Centaur CHA now, so should we just go crazy? 8 gigs. So that should be testing. I don't think KVM should remap the addresses behind our back, so that I wonder how reliable that is, memory testing in KVM. I mean, obviously it doesn't have any advanced reporting then. Like chipset, like SPD, which I think it sometimes can do. So intentionally press Ctrl+C. Let's SMP that also. Not sure what SMP it can do these days, or not. Let's give it 6 cores. Does it do that, or CPU 3 core, CPU 3 core 6? Nothing like. I mean, I'm a little bit disappointed that it doesn't print any memory speed sizes. Would memory speed sizes? Memory speeds would be amazing. I wonder. Would be really cool if they could PAE. Okay, so this is physical address extension. So we're testing the x86 version. So that is 32-bit, which is why it's running with this, I think, 36-bit of physical address extension that x86 had since Pentium Pro, I think. Let's test x86 one more time in 64-bit. Actually, it says SMP 6. No, okay, it updated that. So yeah, at least my new memory didn't die instantly, and my partial little overclock here to 2.4 gigahertz, obviously, for obvious performance reasons. Actually, I wonder, what does it print if we give it that? Hey, Centaur holds. There we have that. I mean, not that it would mean much, but just for the fun of it. And testing KVM CPU host. So yeah, does more than nothing. I guess we can call this a glowing success. Maybe we should. Okay, that is marked x86 theoretically. Also theoretically no stack smashing protector, no, maybe better no LTO and no Pi. The makefile currently does that, but our wrappers would transform that, and actually let's test build that also one more time. The benefit of that is theoretically we should change the optimization settings. So currently it's hard coding that for 586, so it would be beneficial to wire up future more native optimizations that if you build for x86 for whatever Centaur holds, then you actually get that TLO. I will anyway write a memtest example for my microkernel hardware exception layer stuff, right, for testing. And yeah, someone loved the Python video. We can actually go online. I need to debug. So either, unfortunately, I need to revert that, but I wouldn't really want to do that. So what we probably do is I just don't want to build Firefox on this Centaur holds Centaur CHA prototype, because it's with 2.4 gigahertz and stuff, not as epic thread ripping as my Ryzen 7000 series. So we need to take a look if we can fix this Python regular expressions and see if that's the only thing needed for building Firefox. Maybe someone else has done it already, but most often not. So yeah, recurring theme, right? The only constant is change, and with change regressions, if Python makes regular expressions stricter, then of course stuff breaks, like Firefox, obviously, for code quality reasons. But to be fair, it would also happen to me, right? Often I'm a little bit critical here, but I mean, if I write a regular expression and it just works with SED and grep, and some future version makes something stricter, it's like, you didn't give me warning before, right? So also maybe not use some membrane keyboard. Yeah, there is that. What we, however, could do, the x86 ISO should probably be relatively complete. Also there's a kernel update, because of course there's also, I checked this already before going live. So what I find a little bit funny in the recurrent quality is there appears to be some last minute hot fixes, and like my recurring and valid criticism, right? Too much ever changing in the Linux kernel, and so they released today .4 and immediately realized, yeah, do a majorly broken, which whatever. So yeah, I'm not a fan of this. I'm a fan of release early and often, but the stable release maintenance and ever changing ABI 6. I didn't even 6 or 5. But it's in some way said. I will make a dedicated video about the Centaur CHA NCORE AI accelerator here, previous video and stuff. So you want to share like and subscribe to more main channel for proper review of this stuff. It is of course said that VR, if you didn't got that memo, was purchased by Intel for 160 million or whatever, something of that sort. And it is said, I mean, maybe it would anyway not have come to market. I mean, the crazy stuff is, I didn't even want to check the crazy stuff, I forgot what I wanted to check. Oh right, the Centaur. I think it was like 160 million, it wasn't even much more. 120 and 25. Actually, I overrated that. Apparently 125 million. Which is on one side not much for a 25-year, I think, x86 competitor, and getting rid of one competitor. But maybe on the other side they were nearly bankrupt, probably forever. But the crazy thing is, maybe if Intel didn't buy them, maybe it would also not come to market, the latest VRCHA. So the crazy stuff is, maybe due to the Intel, given the track record I previously was waiting for, is here 2, the update of VR Nano, of that either not, probably is further development into that. Maybe the crazy stuff is, otherwise it would for years not have come to market, or would have been so expensive that for thousands of euros wouldn't have brought one. And now, due to Intel purchasing that, that is maybe the only way in any kind of parallel universe where this Centaur prototype stuff found its way into my hands. So it's on one side very sad that one x86 competitor is gone, also on the other hand the future is RISC-V. But on the other hand, happy that I have this array of prototype stuff. So, I should have built it verbose. I constantly forget. So did we? No, we didn't. So that is how that graph looks for that. And yeah, so you totally can, of course, develop a Linux distribution with, I always have done, with not as epic thread ripping silicon. It's not building that slow, right? I mean, 8 core. If I would run it daily, maybe I would cool it better and overclock it another 100 megahertz to 2.5 maybe. Wasn't stable at 2.5 with that cooling, but probably nothing some more cooling could fix. So Linux kernel. So yeah, nothing like Linux distribution commits coming straight from a Centaur VR prototype. So the other thing we wanted to do is, alright, I wanted to add this to the boot CD. So I guess we change, or did it even... I think this build should probably hopefully be complete if I didn't wipe it. Let's add that. I think previously, decades ago, we shipped our CDs with Memtest. Always finds it a nice touch. Probably we do that from all for minimal and add Memtest86 here. I guess we didn't have it anymore. Maybe I started a Firefox test build, but we don't need that. Let's touch that to... I don't need an ISO with that. Do we have a Linux kernel? Yeah, we should have a Linux kernel. And then let's add that back. Let's architecture x86 boot. Maybe check. Reuse some old code. There probably some no pattern found. I would have expected I had that in there. Bloody man pages. Still need to fix them. They want some men to HTML nonsense. But yeah, to no one's surprise, Ryzen 3000, 5000, 7000 series is epic thread rippingly faster. But it's a CPU from Centaur and VR and from years ago. Welcome everyone. So yeah, I probably should get my Ryzen off of the test bench. It's a little bit slower. So we need... Yeah, I think we will maybe not be doing it on this machine. So where would we add that? Probably somewhere here. It's a little bit slow for my taste. Why is it so slow? But we're still building. What do we build? Why do we build a Linux kernel? I thought I could control C that. That explains why it was slower than necessary. So, probably here somewhere. And for a test, we could simply copy it here and then see what else we need. Actually, oh wait, bin. Copy that. I wish you could test here test file for any. I could sometimes need that, but of course you can't. You get syntax error if you wildcard that and there are two existing, then that error's out, unfortunately. So copy that there, and for the initial test that is enough. Unfortunately need to run that again. Second time should be faster. So yeah, if you build with a non-epic thread wrapping, latest and greatest AMD and stuff system, then you obviously you have some more time for Go meditation. So for me that would mean more multitasking, just switching to whatever other stuff you want to work on now. I'm also running this without repasting the thermal grease, thermal compound, because I auctioned this with 2 CPUs and I didn't test the second CPU. I thought, who knows, not that the only CPU I have goes kaput in some way, shape or form. So I auctioned one board and 2 CPUs, one faster, one slower. So the first time today I tested the second CPU, which is only binned at 2 GHz. This is binned at 2.2 GHz. And I didn't repaste the thermal grease also, because I didn't want to waste any on this hardware. So this might affect cooling a degree or two. But also, pro tip: you don't need to re-grease constantly all the time. If you, in contrast to popular belief, it's fine. Of course, it works better. Oh wait, it has 2 disks. We don't want 2 disks. But yeah, it will be fine, especially if you don't have the latest and greatest performance parts. For the first time, because I thought the old stuff wasn't the most distributed, I made one drop of isopropyl alcohol on there because I thought maybe it's a little bit more liquid and distributes better stuff. The leftovers, first time I've ever done that, so just some hardware hacking sort. So let's see what happens here with that. So that is x86-64. Let's just give it 4 gigs and 4 SMP, because why not? And then x86 ISO. And so I didn't add that there, so Linux, they have Linux systems, so that should boot as Memtest86 bin. Yeah, that works from grub too, amazing. And the EFI actually should probably load with chain load, shouldn't it? Not sure what benefits you would get. That does not work. This is not a bootable image. Press a key to reboot. Ah wait, it's not EFI. Where is my EFI stuff? Do I have an EFI BIOS here? No. Too many working copies. So macOS Spotlight kind of thing would be nice now. Ah, here I have something. From which date is it? No, 2000. It's also another HTA. We can. This one here, maybe. Apparently. Hey, that works too. So the only thing is we need some conditional there. We need to check which platform we run, and then if he, I mean both works, but probably would be a little bit cooler to use if one. I anyway wanted to implement some code because previously we always had boot from master boot record install operating system. That obviously never worked with EFI. So I wanted to try to write some grub script code to detect the first, next, other EFI partition so that continuation from our boot ISO works with EFI installation. Anyway, that's it then for this video and memory test. I hope you learned something and enjoyed this. Leave in the comments below what you liked the most or what you want to see. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe for more code and stuff and microkernel Hall and memory test to come. Have a good day, night, and see you next time.